So today's video is going to be a continuation of the Dries Van Noten sampling. Um, and this is the collection that I was excited about because there's one in here, I think it's called Soie Malaquais, but I heard that it had black currant cacao and a note of silk and chestnut. The bottle is really beautiful. I'll definitely get into it. And so I definitely was very, very curious to try that fragrance, which brought me to this brand. I do have to say, I want to mention quickly in the previous video, that collection had good lasting power, good longevity. That was the collection La Cienega. And if you haven't watched that video, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description and in the comments so that you can go back and watch it. But the fragrances that I can say now that I'm really interested in were still the orange blossom and the santal. It was still very creamy and kind of smooth orange blossom with some sweetness too. Almost kind of gourmandy-ish. And I was also interested in the iris one. So that one, as it grew or developed over time, it became more beautiful. So for me, when a fragrance is very powdery and dry, I need to have a little bit more sweetness. And this iris, the iris in the mint, didn't have a whole lot of sweetness until it developed a little bit more on skin. I do have to say that there was no orris listed. It was carrot. And so I had to look that up. And carrot, I found out, is sometimes used in substitution for orris. It's a less expensive material, but it gives off the same scent profile as orris. So I think that's what I was smelling. The Santal fig that was here was really actually kind of strong when I woke up in the morning. It wasn't, of course, a fresh fragrance, but I feel like I smelled it more strongly than I did when I was smelling all of the others. And again, I don't know if it's because I was smelling all the other ones. Maybe my nose was a little bit tired, but I did get more of the scent. And I still feel like it's a subdued green with a subdued fruit. It was still a fresh feeling fragrance. But it wasn't like fresh green stems or anything like that. And the fruit was still a little bit sweet. You could tell that there were some fruity notes in there, but it wasn't fresh, you know? The one that I said smelled, it was nice at first. I really liked it at first. The rose and the pink pepper, it wasn't very, it was pretty faint when I woke up this morning. And which one was this here? This was the woody, the rose and the vetiver. That was a little bit faint as well, but still more so than the iris fragrance. So they lasted overnight. I was able to detect them on my skin, which is what I'm trying to say. And I did, I have to say that I won't speak any more French. I'm so sorry for you guys. It sounded like I was gargling in that video when I was trying to pronounce the orange blossom fragrance. So that was kind of funny to me, but I won't do it again. But anyway, said all that. Let's go ahead and get into this sample pack. So again, these are going to be blind samples, blind sniffs. Like I said, I did look up the notes for one of these, the one that I was interested in. But as for the others, I only know, excuse me, what is listed here on this card. So yeah, it's the Soie Malaquais. And I think I'll go ahead and put that on first. That is this one here, okay? So I will take that out. There we go. So these dabbers, again, I will say I'm disappointed with these. I did look at the brand, some of the clothes from the brand, and I think that they're really, really cool. I think that they are very, well, I don't think that they are. All you have to do is look and see. I'm going to put it right here. They're very bright, very colorful, and I think these bottles reflect the brand very well. But they also look wearable. They look like they're a wearable type of clothing, and I love that. And I also like the fact that their fashion shows are colorful with people. There's lots of, oh, this is nice, you guys. You can smell that in the air. It's very, silk makes sense. Okay, so here on the card, it says chestnut and silk is what's in here. But I've heard that there is black currant. So, and cacao. I'm getting distracted. I have a lot of thoughts. So this is it's juicy-ish. Not the most juicy, but you can tell there's some fruit in here. But it's warm, and it's smooth. That nuttiness is starting to come out already, but you get a smooth, sweet, nutty, woody feel. And I think I'm getting some of the cacao. So it's not sweet, but it's like a powdered, like a dusting of sweetness, like powdered sugar maybe. Ooh, we're gonna let this dry down. So I'm gonna put this back. I'm not gonna put it all the way in just so I can easily grab it. I guess I don't need to. I'm not gonna apply it again. The next one, anyway, what I was saying about the clothes, sorry, this is a little bit disjointed, but still relevant, right? The clothes are colorful, but the fashion shows were colorful. There was all types of ethnicities in the fashion shows, the pictures that I saw online. So I can respect that for sure, especially the way that high fashion has been represented over the years. So I really want to kind of dive into this this brand and the designer. I think it's really cool. So the next one is gonna be Fleur du Mal, and this is osmanthus and suede. Okay, so I know that osmanthus is a flower that can give off a peachy vibe. I know that osmanthus is also a flower, or not a peachy vibe, but it's like an apricot vibe, okay? But I also know it can give off a suede vibe, so that is fitting, you know, to put those two together, I think. I'm hoping that the suede is exactly that, very soft, very buttery, and let's see, this flower, I'm guessing just because of the other ones in the other collection, how they did the florals is going to be pretty botanical. Let's see how it dries down, but I'm going to put this one here. So apricot and suede with some like citrusy floral feel, maybe. That's the way my Boss Puracord played out. I'm just making some guesses just based on what I know about the notes. Let's see. Okay, definitely suede, a little bit floral. The floral is less strong at this point. I feel like the suede is more prominent when you, I didn't spray anything, when you put it on your skin. Okay, there is a fruitiness to it, definitely. I'm trying to think because there's something that I'm getting. It's definitely suede. It's almost like a leather, like a jacket, a fresh, like straight from the store. You haven't worn it. That's a genuine leather note, I think. However they did it, I know leather, you know, is not a material that gives off, you can extract fragrance from, as far as I know. If I'm wrong, you guys correct me, but it smells like a leather jacket, for sure. And that fruitiness is definitely dying down as of now. Let's get to the next one, but this, oh, you guys, this is beautiful. It's smooth. How can I say, what is it doing right now? I feel like everything is just blending together very well. I feel like I still get hints of everything. Nothing is dissipating. Everything is just, I feel the way that it's blooming or developing is that it's just blending well. Whereas here, the floral note and the fruity note are kind of being overtaken by that suede. So okay, let's keep going. The next one is called Rock the Myrrh. And this is Myrrh and Smoked Wood. So let's check that one out. Here, yeah. And so this brand had handbags. They had a beautiful, colorful jacket. They sell tennis shoes. It's a modern brand. I think it's been around for a little while, but I don't think that he was able to, I mean, when fashion was not so bright, I don't think he did very well, which is what I read, but, you know, he stuck around, and I don't know, I like the statement that his clothes make. And if I'm interpreting it right, I like the statement, you know, that the brand is making, you know, the world is colorful, right? That's how I'm interpreting it. So, Myrrh, rock the Myrrh. Okay, yes, that's nice. That is resinous, not, maybe a little spicy. But I think Myrrh, ooh, what is that? This, okay. Stay focused. Myrrh is I think it's a bright resin. It's not a heavy, thick feeling resin. I think I'll put up some information about myrrh, because I get myrrh and frankincense mixed up. I think one of them comes from a tree. I think it's frankincense, and it's a very kind of bright green. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. This, I'm starting to get, oh, it's nice. It's a little bit, how can I say, maybe how people might see a fresh amber fragrance, maybe, that is more woody. Okay, these are, I would say, unisex. Maybe even this one, but this one is outshining the rest. Yeah, the suede, I'm really just getting the suede. And this one smells like fresh resins and wood. I almost want to say that there's a floral in here to brighten it. I almost want to say, if not a floral, there could be some sort of fruit in here to brighten up, or it could be just, like I said, the myrrh is a brighter resin. So let's move on. The next one that I'm gonna try is called VooDoo Chile, and this is rosemary and patchouli. I don't know about this one because rosemary can be very pungent as well as patchouli, and maybe that's why they put them together, because maybe they can balance each other out. Rosemary can probably stand up to the patchouli. I'm scared to put this one too close to my face, so I'm actually gonna put it on my other arm, my hand right here. So this is VooDoo Chile. Yeah, rosemary is a whoa. It's there. It's a strong herb. Definitely rosemary bushes grow, and you know they're crushed. They are very, very pungent in a good way. I definitely like that green herbal nature that they have. This is getting kind of choked up. It's a strong smell. But also in cooking, rosemary, you have to be careful unless you really are going for just solely rosemary, because it will, like cloves, take over everything. So, oh wow, this is not my style, but it's not a bad smell. It's a strong smell, so don't misunderstand it's getting in the back of my throat, kind of choking me up. Very, very green, and herbal and earthy. Ooh, interesting. Hold on. I almost got a whiff of bad breath. Stale breath. Maybe like garlic breath. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna give that one some time to die down a little bit. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's the fun of fragrances, right? You just, this is what I get. herbal, a whiff of stale garlic breath, some earthiness. We'll see how that one dies down, okay? The next one is Cannabis Patchouli, okay? So that one I'm gonna put here. Let's see. And it's come from here. I hadn't been showing you guys that, but yeah. So this is Cannabis Patchouli. Again, one that I don't think I want too close to my face, so I'm gonna put it here. And I'm just gonna kind of swirl my arm around and see if I can get anything from it. I definitely know what cannabis smells like, and patchouli. So I think it's another good choice because they're both very pungent smells and can stand up to each other, you know. They can battle it out. But I'm not getting anything. I'm gonna have to go closer. Ooh, again, not my style at all, but this is definitely more leafy. This is green and leafy, not green and herbal. This is brightening up. There might be like a bright white floral, maybe even a bright rose in here, like a, you know, not the red roses that are kind of sweet and deeper. This could be like a peony or a pink rose, like with that fruity, fresh feel to it, or like a fresh jasmine or something like that. This is the rosemary and patchouli. Yeah, so this is green and leafy and earthy. So the greens are different. I'll let them die down a little bit. I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna come back after about 15 to 30 minutes and let you guys know how these have developed. Yeah, I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Let's see. So this it's S-O-I-E. I keep wanting to say soie, S-O-I-E, Malaquais. The one with the chestnut and the silk and the black currant, and the one that I knew all the notes for is really, really beautiful. Out of all the ones that I've tried so far, I think this would be the one that I would want a full bottle of. I feel like this is definitely, I would say that this is a fragrance for warm to cool climates. I don't see it being worn in the hot weather. But again, I mean, sometimes you got to try it out and see. It remains to be seen, but the warmth of it makes me feel like it'd be a little bit too, the warmth and the sweetness of it makes me feel like it would be a little bit too much for the hot weather. But again, I just feel like this is blended, and as you wear it, it just blends, it blends and blends, but you get everything. I feel like it just is smoother and smoother as it wears. So this one is beautiful. I'll of course have to wait on the longevity, but this here, the Fleur du Mal, the osmanthus and the suede, to me is now just purely suede, and it's not necessarily the cleanest of leather, not the cleanest of suede. It really smells like a jacket, and it has a little bit of smokiness to it. You know, not a bad fragrance, just not my style. This next one, Rock the Myrrh, with the myrrh and the smoked wood. I expected this to be more smoky than it is, but as it's dried down, I definitely get like a fruit, like fresh resin, but I feel like there's fruits in here. not fresh fruits. I feel like they could be dried fruits. So yeah, I get maybe like dried plums or maybe apricots or something like that. Something, maybe a stone fruit that's still a little tart, but sweet at the same time, with as drying does, or maybe add with a little bit of sugar because it is a little bit sweet and it has some smokiness. I can't remember if I said that. So this one is also beautiful. I would also consider a full bottle of Rock the Myrrh. Um, and these next two, I was impressed because I was expecting to get something different from the patchouli, but I feel like these are great. Both of them are great interpretations of patchouli because they're not that pungent, like really earthy and strong patchouli. I feel like this is a very modern green patchouli, and I feel like that speaks to the brand as well. Like I said, I feel like it's very modern. So this here, the VooDoo Chile, was the rosemary and patchouli. And again, it's not my style of fragrance, but I don't think that it smells bad. And that stale garlic breath note has gone away. I don't get that anymore. I don't get that anymore. What I get, like I said before, is very green, very green. It's herbal and earthy. Earthy in a fresh way, not like a dank, pungent way. I feel like it's fresh. Not much, maybe a slight bit of moisture, but almost like a wet, earthy feel, okay? But it's not like, I feel like I'm getting lost here. This is what I smell. It's like a fresh, earthy, herbal feel, but patchoulis of the past have been very, very overwhelming, and this is not that. This is green and this is fresh, but still wet and earthy, if that makes sense, with the herbalness to it. The cannabis in patchouli, I expected it to be very, very strong. This fragrance, I actually feel might have some citrus in it. I don't really get cannabis from this fragrance. I get a greenness from it, definitely, which has to be the patchouli. They're still very different fragrances, still green, but done in different ways. Like I said, this is herbal, green, wet, earthy. This is more citric. This is brighter, still green. This is nice. I would say this is nice. I don't know that I would wear this, but I think that this smells like a good summer fragrance. I'm getting wafts of the chestnut and silk one. This one is the one. But if you are a lover of green fragrances, green, citrusy, maybe even a little floral, possibly some mild florals in there, this would be a good fragrance for you. The Cannabis Patchouli, it is not 60s patchouli. I think that's the best way that I can define it. Not 60s patchouli at all. And this one, if you're somebody who likes very earthy green fragrances, so this is citric and green. This is earthy and green with a hint of herbal. Different profiles, but still green. Those are my interpretations of these fragrances. Again, so out of both of the collections, I would say I would get the chestnut and silk. I would get Rock the Myrrh. I'm going to continue to test. It could have honey in here too. Possibly. I would definitely check out the Orange Blossom and the Santal, that creamy, sweet Orange Blossom, and possibly the Iris and the Mint as well. So those are my 4 picks. Let me know what sounded good to you guys out of my descriptions. What do you think you might be interested in? And have you tried this brand? Have you sampled this brand? I love sampling because I get a wide range of fragrances I'm able to test a wide range of fragrances. Maybe the dabbers aren't in the best way. I think spraying is always the best way, but you know, if you don't have access to them, there are these samples and you do get an idea of what the fragrance is and what it does. And if it's something that is expensive and you need to save up for, you do have a little reserve, you know, until maybe you're able to purchase it or until it goes on discount or whatever. But the others that you don't use, maybe you can use for reference or whatever the case is. So for me, sampling is valuable. I'm glad that I did purchase these samples. They came relatively quickly. That's also, I think, something important to note. And yeah, I mean, they're eye candy. These bottles are eye candy. So that is my Samplin samples, first impressions of Dries Van Noten, Dries Van Noten. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. But I guess that's all I have for today, you know. Have a great rest of your day. Love, Jay. Bye-bye.